Hi guys, I'm Hannah, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Midnight Sun. My younger self would be hyperventilating at the concept of Edward's point of view of Twilight. And I was telling my friend actually that I was reading this at the moment, and she was like, "Oh, is it good? Are you enjoying it? Don't tell me any spoilers." I was like, yeah, sure, I won't tell you anything that'll ruin it for you. And then I was just thinking afterwards, this has already been told, but now it's in Edward's point of view, so what do you classify as a spoiler? Like, I classify spoilers as big plot points like a character death or a couple that you didn't expect to get together, something like that. Something that really impacts the plot and the storyline. So I don't know what could really count as a spoiler in something that's already been told. Yes, you get Edward's perspective on things, but you could sort of deduce his feelings from reading Bella's point of view in the first Twilight. So yes, you do get a more intense depth of what he's thinking, but I don't think I'd count telling that as a spoiler. Right, so for those of you who don't know, but I'm pretty sure you do, this is just Twilight but in Edward's point of view. The exact same story. So you get how he feels and you get all... So when he's staring at her in the beginning, you get into his mind about what he's thinking. And it's like, why is he staring at me? He's like, I want to eat you. I was laughing my head off at that. And other things that I really liked were that because Edward can read people's minds, you don't just get his perspective, you get everyone's perspectives really. So you get, oh, Alice thinking, I want to be Bella's best friend, why won't you let me be Bella's best friend? This is horrible, Edward, let me be Bella's best friend. Poor Alice. Actually something really strange about rereading this. I actually fell in love with Jasper this time around. I don't really know where that came from, it was a bit of a random thing. But Jasper had a lot more to do with things in here than you actually expect. You're like, he's practically keeping everyone together. Him and Alice are so sweet. But I still needed a bit more Rosalie and Emmett to cement their relationship for me as well. Just because I always felt like I'm a bit lacking with that one. I can see it's like a physical attraction, but I needed a bit more in depth what the emotions were that actually brought them together. And what I also really liked about this was you had cool vampire moments, can I say that? So Alice has visions of the future, and when Bella goes to look over, she's like, 10 seconds and now Bella will look over, let's pretend to be normal. They were like, it's like, that's funny. And what I did like about this one that is different from Twilight is that you did get memories of the past, so how Emmett and Rosalie met, how Alice and Jasper met, and you had these really lovely occasions, and you had a few moments as well where it was about his story with Carlisle or when he was on the hunt by himself, so you got his perspective of that, which was really, really nice. One of my favourite moments, if you don't want to hear this, I'll wave at the camera when I've finished talking about it. Okay, I'll just give you a second. Okay. Was a Christmas, and Carlisle had tried his best to make it a human Christmas for him. They were putting popcorn on the... What is it a thing? Popcorn on the... You know when you make a string of popcorn? I don't know, we don't do it in my house, so I don't know what it's called, like a garland. It's probably a really basic name. But it was just a really nice moment. It was like, oh, let's spend Christmas together, and he's like, oh, okay. And you got to see a bit more of the relationship, the father relationship with Carlisle, which was really nice because you didn't get that as much seeing it through Bella's eyes, and I really appreciated just knowing a bit more about the family. Like I said, I could have done with a bit more of Emmett and Rosalie. And I don't know, Rosalie annoyed me more in this than she should have, just because she wouldn't really help Bella. I don't know if I'd forgot that about the original Twilight, but in the film she is more like, look, I'll do it even though I don't like you. But yeah, I must have forgot that. And I forgot about Alice's past as well. I forgot where she came from, so that was a nice little moment of recollection in there. I think, did they sidestep that in the film? I can't remember. And it's actually one of those reads that, even though it's quite beastly, it's probably beastlier, whatever, beastlier than Twilight, because Edward doesn't sleep, so obviously you get a lot more of his thinking, because Bella goes to sleep for like half of it while he's just there like watching. So in my notes when I was reading this, I put, it's a big book because he has big thoughts. He has many thoughts, he thinks a lot. He overthinks it, if anything. This was purely a read out of nostalgia though. I mean, I found myself just reading it and smiling all the way through. I don't think my smile came off my face. I was just like, I remember all this. Bringing back all the feels, really. But one thing that does bug me about Twilight, and no, this isn't just about Twilight as a whole, it's about most romances or fantasies where the characters are like, oh, I love her so much that I have to leave her. I'm just, I hate that, I hate that. I'm just like, it's just a filler, because like, you know they're going to end up back together. It just annoys me. But yes, I can get over it. If you can make Jacob point of view novel, then I can definitely get over it. Intent. So I know this is a bit of a, you either love Twilight or you hate Twilight. My younger self is just going, you can never say hate Hannah. Even though there are some moments where you're just a little bit cringe. Just because he actually admits it in this, like he doesn't hide it, he's just like, yeah, I'm a stalker, I go to a room and watch her sleep at night. And then Bella's just like, yeah, okay, you can watch me. It's like, okay, that's not okay, but... So one thing that did make me a little bit sad was when he was describing humans. And he was describing Bella as a sort of otherly. So she was very unlike all the other human beings around her. So her self-preservation, let's just say, let's name that one first, is very unlike everyone else's. So there was this one example where he intimidated her, and he expected, because normal human behaviour is to go around and tell someone or try to feel like, is this normal? So she'd ask someone, oh, he's staring at me. I felt a bit intimidated. Does he usually do that? So that's what normal humans would do. They'd try to find the normality in a situation. Bella just like holds it all in. She doesn't tell anyone anything. He's like, oh, that's different. I was just thinking, I am literally the perfect example of a human. I don't know if that's a bad or a good thing, but Ed would not be attracted to me because I would immediately go outside the classroom and be like, that dude was staring at me. Is that normal? Is that just him? What's happening here? Yeah, so poor me. I wouldn't get a vampire boyfriend. I'm too human. I can have Jacob, so best of both worlds. Lovable werewolf. But I do love my Edward, my Eddie. Ugh, can you imagine anyone going, hey Ed? Oh, it's just not a thing, is it? It's Edward. He is Edward. Don't mess with it. Don't do a nickname. So what else did I like about this? Yes, it's definitely a beastly book though. I do like that the end pages are red. I thought that was a nice little touch with the blood and the stuff. Yeah, I don't really like this cover actually. I could have done with something else. I prefer the apple cover. Like if you saw my intro, the apple I used was actually a candle. It's because for some reason all the apples in my house have mysteriously gone missing the one time I needed one to do that shot, you know, with the original covers. But yes, it's a candle. Isn't that? That's really cute. I think this is only Primark. It was literally, I think it's on sale for like £1. It's got this, I don't know if you can see it, but it's got this little see-through thing on the top and it says, got it upside down, that's already out, just one bite. So it's poison apple from Snow White, except it's pink. It goes for my room, so I'm happy. I don't need a red apple. You know, defy the conventions, have a pink apple. So yes, I would definitely recommend reading this if you loved Twilight when you were younger. I don't know if I'd recommend it if you didn't love it because it's just Edward's perspective, so I don't know. If you don't like Twilight, then don't read Twilight. But to be honest, I didn't have the most pleasant reading experience. That's not because of the book. I was really looking forward to it, and then I started reading it. And then I had a migraine, and I was just on the floor like, oh, I can't do anything, block out the world. So then I didn't get to read it for a day, and then I had to read it on the other day because I couldn't look at any screens. I had to have a day out of the technology loop, I think, because I couldn't look at screens. My head was just pounding. So this was actually a pleasant relief. So yeah, it was a good experience. Twilight saved me, man. I don't know, saved me from boredom. I don't really know why you wouldn't love Twilight. I guess, yeah, it is a bit creepy with the stalker thing, but I think most Twilight fans will just, what stalker thing? We don't know. What? Just play the denial card. I don't know what you're on about. He's fine, it's Edward, chill. But yes, anyway, so recommend if you like Twilight. And if you haven't read Twilight, read Twilight first, just because you need to uncover it from Bella's eyes. But I was actually, hold on, point there. I would say that reading this made me feel like I couldn't relate to Bella as much as I did when I read Twilight, because Edward sees her so different and he often draws lots of comparisons between her and humans, and I felt like I was always the humans. I was nothing like Bella. Like, I got brown hair, I could be Bella, but no I can't. From his eyes I couldn't relate to her, which was really odd considering I read the whole thing and I thought, yes, I'm Bella, Team Edward, Team Jacob. Yeah, I varied. I mean, to be honest, if it was me, I'd be Jacob, because I don't think I'd want to be an immortal. But if I was Bella, I would be Team Edward, because their relationship is more, I wouldn't say alike, but they fit together. Jacob just with Renesmee. That was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it? But yeah, we'll accept it because we are Twilight fans and we stick our head in the ground when anyone mentions anything that doesn't quite work. But that's what we do. But anyway, that is my Twilight. This is more like a Midnight Sun conversation than a review. Yes, so Hannah in conversation with Midnight Sun. Yeah, just talking to myself. But yes, this is all my feelings when I'm texting all my friends. I'm like, I'm reading Midnight Sun. I'm like, oh, are you? And I was like, yeah, are you? And they're like, no. And I was like, just read it with me. I just need someone to talk to this about. But yes, maybe I'll peer pressure my friends into reading this later on, especially the ones that actually liked it. So come on, if you like it, just read it. What is your problem? And I don't feel ashamed about liking it either. I know a lot of people are like putting shame. I read this article about, can Twilight be considered literature? It's like, hello. Like, what is your problem? It's for people who like shame you with what your reading choices are. Don't be ashamed of what you're reading. If you're enjoying it, then what is the problem? Read what you want, not what other people want you to read. Rant over. But yes, honestly, all my old feelings were resurfacing about this, and I feel like I need to watch the films again. But the thing is with the films, what the haters say is that they don't like all the staring. You know, it's just like, and she's all, he's like, and she's like, and now I'm aware of it. I wasn't aware when I was younger. I was just really loving it, but now I'm aware I don't know, I have to feel the pauses. I don't talk during films, but when I was rewatching them a little while ago with my mom, I was just going, okay, we're gonna stare right now, we're gonna stare. Yeah, and I could just say that over and over because for about 20 seconds, because that's how long the staring lasted. This is probably my only like quirk with that. I think the films did actually get better, if I remember correctly. I don't know, did the staring stop after a while, or was it still a thing? I feel like it's probably another one of those Twilight stick my head in the sand moments and I'm just like, no, the staring never happened, what are you on about? But then I guess because Edward thinks a lot, then that's probably why he's probably staring going, I'm trying to read your soul. The eyes are the windows to the soul and I will penetrate you. For a lot of this, Edward's just like, what is Bella thinking? What is Bella thinking? And then because we know what Bella's thinking, we're just like, yeah, we know, so it's okay, chill. She's not, I don't know if Bella's that complicated a character. I guess she is, really, if you think about it, because she, I don't know that complicated actually, that might be the wrong word choice. Maybe different, because she has no self-preservation. She's really clumsy. Did anyone actually read the reimagined Twilight? I don't know, what was that called? I think that was called Life and Death, and that was where it was gender reversal. So the vampire was the girl and then the human was the boy, and he was really clumsy and the vampire girl was just like, oh, come on. I really enjoyed that one. I was laughing all the way through. I got that book because when I was at school, we had the injections, and I'm a real wimp when it comes to needles. So my mum was like, if you go, I'll get you the Twilight reimagined book, and I'm just like, okay, I'll do it. I'll probably scream having the injection, but I still got the book and I still had the injection, so it was, I don't know about a pleasant memory, but it was worth it to get the Twilight reimagined. But I really did enjoy that one, so if you want to read that as well because you like Twilight, then like it. Like Twilight, like the reimagined, like the different perspective. Midnight Sun. I need another one in Jacob's point of view though, so just keep them coming. I'll be here reading them. Hopefully not with a migraine, that wasn't very pleasant to be honest. But yes, definitely recommend this if you are a Twilight fan or feel like you want to hop onto the Twilight bandwagon. feel free to join. Or if you like the movies, books are always better than the movies, so read them, have fun, do your thing. I might even peer pressure my mom to read a Twilight book. I feel like she'd enjoy it. But anyway, definitely, how many times am I going to say recommend? But yes, I'll say recommend this for fans of Twilight and the other ones I've discussed. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe down below. Read, be happy and stay safe. Thank you so much for watching again. Bye.